Hello everybody and warm welcome to my channel Tarot by Izabela. I am very happy to see you here today and I hope you're all doing fine, even if we live in very strange and upsetting times for the moment. Today's video will be a highlight video for the country of Malaysia, and I will also be doing in this highlight video for Malaysia a special part for the missing flight 370 that went missing for a little bit more than 10 years ago, and to see what the crystal ball and cards have to say about that. But before we begin, I must thank you all, you wonderful viewers, for all of your support to this channel. Without your help, your sharing, caring, coffees, everything that you do, it's so extremely helpful and gives me a lot of strength and helps me find new subjects to make videos on. And it really helps to continue doing more videos, so I'm very grateful for that. And the scam warning, we skipped that today. I've said it in so many videos, so I am sure by now many of you know how to look out for those scammers. Well, what about Malaysia? I have some short facts about Malaysia that I would like to read before we start the reading. And in front of me I also have a map over Malaysia, and that could help me to pinpoint out more specific if I see something that could occur in different parts of Malaysia. Then I see the names, and I'm sorry if I don't pronounce the names correctly. I don't speak Malay, well, hopefully it can still be understood. But to do this reading, I'm going to use my crystal ball, my tarot cards, oracle cards, and some dice. But I also want to mention, and that is about time frames. Time is very difficult to predict on. I will not be using any specific time frames in these highlights videos, just because things may occur, things may be put a little bit forward. Sometimes things happened earlier than predicted, so well, I will not use any time frames. But when I see something very strongly and it's almost like I can touch it, many times that means that this event is about to happen close in the future. Yeah, or if it's a very specific event, and if it's repeating itself, the vision, or if it comes back in the cards also, then it's a big possibility that this event may occur. It could be a positive or a negative. I cannot say before a reading, because I never know what will come out in a reading at forehand. Well, so for Malaysia, let's start to read some short facts that could be interesting to hear if you are not living in Malaysia, or if you never heard about the country, or a little bit short facts. And those short facts, these facts can be found if you Google them, and there are many websites that have short facts about different countries, and I cannot say for sure that those are correct, but at least these are the facts that can be found if you Google short facts Malaysia. So let's say what they have to say. Malaysia. Population of Malaysia is around 34 million people. The capital is Kuala Lumpur, and the government is a constitutional monarchy. There is a federation of 13 states and 3 territories. The country also has a king who is elected every 5 years. Religion is mainly Islam, around 60%, and there is also a lot of Buddhists, Christians and Hindus. Signs of human settlements on the Malay Peninsula date back more than 40,000 years. The first settlers arrived from China and India around the 1st century AD. In the 15th century, Portuguese conquered port towns such as Malacca. After this, the Dutch established their rule. In the late 17th century, the British ruled in the area with main settlements in Malacca, Penang and Singapore. During the Second World War, the Japanese invaded the country and occupied the area for 3 years. Malaysia gained independence in 1963. The country is located on the Asian continent. More specifically, Malaysia is a country in Southeast Asia. Malaysia consists of 2 regions. Peninsular Malaysia is linked to Singapore by a causeway and a bridge. East Malaysia is the island of Borneo and consists of 2 states, Sabah and Sarawak. The island of Borneo is not only the largest island in Asia, but the 3rd largest island in the world. The Malaysian part of Borneo is smaller than the Indonesian part, as it covers less than 1/3 of the island. The country of Brunei is surrounded by Malaysia and is the 3rd country sharing the island. The Sarawak Cave Chamber is the largest cave chamber in the world. It is so vast that it can fit 40 Boeing 747s without the planes overlapping their wings. Perakman, found in 1991, is the oldest, 11,000 years old, and only complete human skeleton to have been found in Southeast Asia. The Petronas Twin Towers used to be the tallest building in the world until 2004. It is still currently the tallest twin towers in the world. The Malay tiger is native to Malaysia. Unfortunately, the species is now critically endangered, with less than 350 Malayan tigers existing on the entire planet. Established in AD 1136 on the Malay Peninsula, the Sultanate of Kedah is one of the oldest sultanates in the world. Malaysia is home to one of the tallest tropical trees of the world, the tualang, which has a base diameter of over 10 feet and grows up to 262 feet in height. Malaysia is the 3rd largest natural rubber producer in the world and the world's largest supplier of rubber gloves. The Iban community calls a newborn baby ulat, which means a worm, till the baby is named. According to tradition, the baby must be named after the deceased relative. When a few names have been shortlisted, rice balls representing each name are prepared, and the first rice ball that the fighting cock picks at decides the name. Malaysia has one of a kind system in the world to elect the reigning monarch. The 9 ethnic Malay rulers of different states of Malaysia elect a king who will reign for the tenure of 5 years. This is a rotational system, where every 5 years the 9 rulers elects the next Yang di Pertuan Agong, which literally means he who is made lord. Malaysia's Kinabalu National Park is home to the Rafflesia arnoldi, the largest flower in the world. It is also known as the corpse flower, due to its strong odor that is similar to a rotting corpse. Otherwise known as Rafflesia arnoldi, this is a parasitic flower which embeds itself onto the host's flower and the only part that is visible is the 3 feet wide head of it. The largest flower in the world, and it can weigh up to 7 kilos. The highest number of king cobras found in the world is in Malaysia. This species is not only the world's longest venomous snake, but also the deadliest. King cobra, interesting fact, the longest king cobra found in Malaysia was 5 meters and 71 centimeters long. As the number 4 is pronounced very similar to the Chinese word for death, you will find many buildings without the 4th floor. The number 4 is often replaced with number 3A or 3B, etc. Malaysia's cuisine reflects the multi-ethnic makeup of its population and is very similar to that of Singapore and Brunei. And now some short facts about the Flight 370. On March the 8th, 2014, the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 MH370 stunned the world. The incident has given rise to several theories that have attempted to explain the mysterious fate of the flight's 227 passengers and 12 crew members. The presumed 239 fatalities made this one of the deadliest episodes in aviation history, yet what caused it remains unresolved to this day. What happened to MH370? Any known details about the plane's disappearance are extremely scarce. In the early hours of March 8, 2014, a Malaysian airline Boeing 777 took off into the night sky from Kuala Lumpur International Airport. It initially followed its planned route towards Beijing. After being instructed to contact Vietnamese air traffic control at 1:19 a.m. local time, the last communication from the flight deck was "Good night, Malaysian 370." Minutes later, the plane's communication transponders switched off and the jet vanished from the radar. What happened next has added to the intrigue around this aviation mystery. The plane turned very hard to the left and went back over Malaysia. Under Penang up the Malacca Strait into the Andaman Sea. That was tracked by military radar. Further data on the plane's route came from satellite communications with MH370, indicating that the jet had eventually gone down in the Indian Ocean off the west of Australia. Well, that was some official facts about Malaysia and the Flight 370. So now, let's begin this reading. First, I need to concentrate for a few moments on my crystal ball, and soon we'll begin. Okay? Just give me a few moments for Malaysia. Glasses on, and let's see if we can find something. Malaysia. The first thing I see, and this could be quite scary, on the main island, on the east coast of the main island, something will happen with snakes. It looks like a lot of snakes will begin to move themselves close to the ocean. It's like invasion of snakes from nowhere, hundreds, thousands of snakes suddenly appears on the streets, like they're going for the ocean, coming out from jungle area or places where there are a lot of vegetation, and they're like moving towards water. Or I see many snakes everywhere. It seems like those snakes will be around for about 1 week, 10 days. A lot of people will be very scared, but I don't see them specifically aggressive or attacking people. It's just they are like on a move, like hypnotized. And the old people will talk about some old prophecies regarding those snakes. Somewhere in the ocean between the mainland and the island of Borneo, in the center here. I am not sure, but it looks like something will come out from the sea bottom, or it's a building or a structure. Something will rise from below up. Could be to an earthquake or volcano or something like that. But something will rise from the sea bottom up and become visible for people. It's very strange. Almost some kind of, I don't know, looks like some structures of some kind. Buildings. I cannot specifically say what it is. Specifically on the main peninsula of Malaysia. It will be for a short period of time not possible for people to travel in and out of Malaysia. It's like they will close their borders for a period of time. Could be 1 week, 10 days, something like that. Nobody can go in or out. And there will become some special operations that will be going on. People will be wondering, but they will be given good explanations why this is happening. On the island of Borneo, Malaysian port, a lot of jungle, a lot of wildlife. There will be, I don't know if it will be this year or next year, but it looks like quite shortly, some new laws regarding the cultivation of palm oil, palms for palm oil, and that will be cut off quite dramatically. They will lower the production of palm oil, and the only palm oil that will be allowed could be some kind of organic, because a lot of people use palm oil in their cooking and it's quite healthy, but not the raffinated palm oil that is used in sweets and cookies and things like that, mainly in the West. But the red palm oil, organic and fresh, pressed, is quite healthy. The palm oil production will be replaced with other kinds of production that is more healthy for the nature, but also that will be a good source for income when it's exporting, but not so much palm oil. And I see many different crops, variety that will help the soil and the nature. There will be a lot of investments in the nature parks, trying to preserve monkeys and tigers and wildlife. And it will be very, very harsh punishment for those who kill a monkey or kill a tiger or kill an endangered species. Again, on the main island, a lot of arrests. I see mainly men, some women also. Symbolically, could be also not symbolically, but anyway, I say it's like symbolically. A long line of people handcuffed with their heads down, going for trial, going for some quite nasty punishments. And these are not political prisoners. These are people that have been involved in human trafficking, in deep corruption, doing things that are very, very hurtful to other human beings or the nature. And there will be like a roundup of extremely many criminals. There will be findings on the bottom of the sea of ships, but not ships belonging to Spanish old ships or Portuguese or Dutch. No, these ships are much older than that, and that will be like some very big archaeological find that will astonish the whole world. How is it possible that those ships can be there? When people at that period of time ought to be half monkeys, half people. And how can they have built this kind of monuments, ships that can travel on water? There are a lot of things, history, that we are not thought about. There is a lot of history that is hidden for us. We are not aware of things that is so big. We are programmed since school to believe in this kind of story, not his story, but this kind of story. But the real truth could be something totally different. Between Vietnam and Brunei, straight line, somewhere in the middle, there will be a lot of UFO sightings. It will be so clear that people cannot question if it is an UFO or not. And there is no way this could be some kind of CGI or something. No, this is real UFOs. And I see many flyings here and there, flying here and there, everywhere. Between Vietnam and Brunei, it's like a straight line in the middle there. 2 of those so-called royals that are circulating in Malaysia will also be arrested. So nobody will be spared in this arresting frenzy that is coming up. There will be a Russian delegation that will come and visit Kuala Lumpur and have a meeting with people on high position there. And they will discuss some very important things. Someone will try to start a fire in forest jungle area on Borneo, just to if you're gonna catch me, well, I'm not gonna go without a fight, and will try to destroy big part of that forest. It will be stopped in time. Unfortunately, some damage will be done, but it will be stopped in time before it can spread to a bigger area. Could be from beginning of next year or in the end of this year. Some new laws to help poor people. Some kind of benefits that will be given out to people with very low salary or no salary at all, single parents, or things like that, sick people, people with disabilities, and in that area. So some kind of governmental program that will be put in action to really, really help people have a better life. The West have, through all the occupations during the last centuries, stolen a lot of valuable things from Malaysia, and a lot of those stolen things will be returned to the country. There will also be some mandates about indigenous tribes on Borneo for their rights not to have too much Western culture pushed on them. If they want to live in their old ways, they will be so. If not, nobody will be allowed to go in there, in that area, or disturb them. And those who are poachers that are killing orangutan mothers just to steal the babies, for those it could be a sentence for life in prison or even execution. So the punishments will be extremely harsh, and no pardon will be given in that sense. But mainly I see it will be encouraged to grow a variety of different crops on the land. Not only big area with palm trees for palm oil, no, it could be like this patch with palm trees, then you have to grow bananas here, or you have to grow something other here. So the lands will not be like a monoculture cultivation for one crop. No, every patch of land must have different crops. That will be more beneficial for the soil, for the wildlife, animals, bees, flowers, all kinds of vegetation and natural life. Some kind of meteorite, a falling star, will be noticed around this area. And this will not cause big damage, but it will, some kind of space rock will fall down and brighten up the sky, and it will be a bigger one, not just small sand corners, but it will be big, quite big stone. Let's see. A new species of fish will be found in the South China Sea. And nobody has seen or recorded this kind of fish before. And it will also make its way to headlines, to the news. Some very interesting discoveries will come out from Malaysia, scientific discoveries that have been suppressed for a long time, but it will be allowed to come up. These scientific discoveries can help to change the world for a better place. Many countries, especially poor countries, and really higher the standard of living for the people. Okay. Could be that the Malaysian money will change, because I don't see so much paper money or credits. I see more silver coins, gold coins. Okay, some kind of notes, banknotes, but they could be covered with gold or something, but a different kind of currency. Well, that was what I could see in my crystal ball. Let's take some cards on Malaysia. Just a moment. Need to shuffle them a little bit more. Malaysia. My Gypsy cards here. And the final one. And now some dice. This was empty. Okay. The cards, they look like this. In the tarot cards, we have 9 of Cups, King of Coins, 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords, and the Justice. On the Oracle cards, we have Protected by Angels, you are cherished by the angels, a cross, mice eating people's food, merriment, and intuition. On the dice, we have Waste, Embraced, Putrid, and a sign in different directions. The cards in the center, we have 8 of Swords and the mice, Embraced and Putrid. Those parasites, those parasitic people, energies, those evil people that are living on others, they will feel very, very anxious because they know the justice is coming and they will be taken out. There will be a change in people's way to see religion. And that goes not only for Malaysia, that will go for the whole world. And of course this will also affect Malaysia. Some revelations regarding religion. All kinds of religions, not only one. As I said, time of justice is approaching for Malaysia. And there will not be anywhere to hide for those who have committed very horrific crimes. They will try to go left, right, up and down, but no, the justice will catch them. It will come a period that people's intuition will get so much more stronger than it is today. And not only for Malaysia, that is also for the whole world. Could be that people wake up and they feel something is in there. They feel this and this will happen. They feel it. And the intuition will prove that that feeling or that vision or whatever they had was correct. Could be quite scary at first, but this is where we are going. We will be more intuitive. We will develop powers that have been suppressed to us. And it looks like the Malaysian people are protected by higher forces during this period when the mice, the parasites are taken out. And there will be a period after that that will be filled of merriment, song, dance, music. People will celebrate that those evil ones are gone. And those snakes that I saw could also be symbolical for evil ones trying to escape their fate, but they cannot go anywhere because they see If they go down into the water, they will be drowned. If they stay, they will be catched. So, yeah. Could be literally also that somehow the snakes are beginning to move. But it could also be symbolical. If it's literal, it's a sign that a bigger event is coming. Okay. Now I will look a little bit into the Flight 370. If we can get some information around that flight, what happened to it. There are a lot of theories that it has gone down, that is there are some footage out there regarding that plane, that it went through a portal, that it has been taken by UFOs and so on. We really don't know for sure. I cannot say what I see is something 100% for sure, but if I see something, I will tell it. Here somewhere I have a printed out picture of that plane, just to make it easier to try to catch the energies of that plane. First I need to clean out my crystal ball. So I need to clean the crystal ball after each reading to take away that energy. So it will be like blank page. And the thing I use is a special mixture I make out of alcohol and about 15-16 different kind of essential oils that are very good for cleansing. So now I need to concentrate for a few moments on this airplane and see if we can get some information where it is or what happened to it. Okay? Just give me a few moments. Where did I put my glasses? Here. Let's see if we can see something. The first thing I see here, I see the pilot of that specific plane was given other orders. You have to turn around. It looks like they didn't turn around because they felt for it. It's more like they were given orders, you have to turn around. And I see interference, a lot of interference in their radio communication. The strange thing is, the passengers, I don't see them panicking. I see them very, very calm, almost like sleeping. I don't see any fearful faces or screams or things like that. almost like they are sedated. And it seemed like the only one that really knew what was going on was the pilot and some of the crew members. I try to see what's happened to it. The only thing I see here, it's like a bright light. The doors are opening and people are going out through the door. Strange to say. It seems like this airplane made a landing, but not here, somewhere else. Not on any officially known landing place. Of course, many of those passengers, they want to have contact with their families. They know that they are suffering. But it's like they are getting the instructions in time. You will be able to contact them. I would not say they are like hostages, but in a way, yes, because they cannot get out from that place they are today. Even if they wanted, there is no possibility. It could be that there is some extraterrestrial involvement in this, because if symbolically you see the passengers, they are like this high, and there are beings that are about that high also around them. It was meant to come out 2017, but something happened that it will come out much later. What happened to this plane? Like the people were not ready yet. Yeah. It's strange. They are waiting for arrivals, more arrivals. I cannot say why. And just here, we are waiting for more arrivals before they can go. Well, that was what I could see in this crystal ball. Let's take some cards on this flight 370. If the cards have something more to say. Flight MH370. What happened to that one? Final one. And some dice. Yeah. The cards, they look like this. In the tarot cards, we have the World, 8 of Coins, 5 of Wands, 10 of Cups, Page of Wands. And on the Oracle cards, we have Relaxed Energy, Enemy, the Tree of Life, Clouds, Vast Vistas, Expand Your Horizons. And on the dice we have Desperate, a Temple, and Sleep. Again we have Relaxed Energy and we have Sleep. So it looks like the crew or the passengers, or they were very relaxed, sleep, almost like sedated when this happened. Here we have Enemy, 8 of Coins, and Desperate. Could be that there were some very evil plans regarding this flight. Or they were planning to do something very damaging to this flight. And that's why we can say other kind of forces have to intervene and save, because I see like the people are saved. In time we will hear about what happened to it. We have a cloud, and cloud in this case I see it's clouded. The information around what happened to this flight is very clouded. Or whoever was involved in the flight's disappearance could appear as a cloud, or they were hiding in clouds. If, for example, it was some extraterrestrial activity or UFOs involved. But I don't find in the cards that something horrible, like death or things like that, happened to those passengers on that flight. We also have this card, Expand Your Horizons, Vast Vistas. So whatever it is, it could be quite mind-blowing, and we will be forced to see things in different perspective or in different light. But it looks like they are well taken care of wherever the passengers are at the moment. Okay. Well, this was what I could see for Malaysia and the flight MH370. And I want to thank you all, you wonderful viewers, for watching this video. And to all of you beautiful, warm-hearted Malaysian people, I wish you all the best. Be strong. You're gonna see a lot of signs, and big changes are coming for the better for your country. And to all of you, again, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and hopefully we're gonna see each other soon again. Bye bye.